Hello, New Orleans Saints fans. I am Todd Graffanini. This is John DeShazier. It is edition number 15 of the New Orleans Saints Training Camp Report right here on CST. I say 15. We have had our 15th practice of training camp, not including the preseason game back on Saturday night in Baltimore. Team worked inside today at the Ochsner Sports Performance Center. And JD, first takeaway you get, guys that were back on the practice field today, specifically wide receiver Traquan Smith, and also safeties Marcus Williams and PJ Williams.
Yeah, guys who are going to be critical to what the Saints do this season. The Saints obviously can use Traquan Smith. He's the leading returning receiver. When you're talking about PJ Williams, you're talking about one of the valuable defenders. When you're talking about Marcus Williams, you're talking about the starting safety on this team that has led this team in interceptions since he joined the team in 2017. So you're talking about three guys who are being counted on to be playmakers.
Yeah, Traquan limited in practice today, nonetheless out there because it's been a couple of weeks since we've seen him on the field. Another addition, JD, that we've seen on the practice field, but really got some steady work during team drills, linebacker Quan Alexander.
Yeah, we can call it light work, but look, anytime you see Quan Alexander on the field is a good thing for the Saints defensively. These guys love Quan Alexander. They love him because of his personality, but also because he's a really good player. You see him and Demario Davis working in conjunction, and you see one of the better linebacker tandems in the NFL when Quan's healthy, and Quan appears to be on fast track to getting back on the field.
Absolutely. Now, as always, head coach Sean Payton addressed the media post-practice. Here's what he had to say on Quan Alexander being out there.
To be out here and getting work relative to the date of his injury, I said it when we signed him, obviously he's ahead of schedule. We just have to be smart and patient.
Well, JD, back on Saturday in Baltimore, we saw three quarterbacks. We saw Taysom Hill start, Jameis Winston. They played the first half, basically. And then the second half, the rookie from Notre Dame, Ian Book, got all of the snaps. And it was good to see him out there, again, maybe a little bit faster than he was used to in Notre Dame, but still did a lot of good things.
He looks like he's got a little moxie. I mean, you hear people call him Baby Breeze. Folks, stop that. Don't put that on him because, that's a little bit much for a rookie. But he does look to be poised. He looks like he understands what's going on. He looks like a guy who is a leader of men, and that's a good thing.
I think head coach Sean Payton will concur with those sentiments post-practice.
There's some good things, just a calmness in the huddle, his ability to lead, move the football. There's a lot to coach off of in that tape. There's a couple plays where he's holding on to the ball a little too long. It's going to be a little faster than what he's used to. Just seeing him adjust to the speed of the game and then, getting through some of his progressions. But ultimately, leading the offense and a lot of stuff for us to coach off of, and no different than out here at practice. So it's every day for him. But he's handling it well. He's got a little poise to him, which I like.
Another rookie who got significant snaps back in Baltimore on Saturday night, cornerback Paulson Adebo. JD, really couldn't tell that young man did not play any college football his senior year at Stanford, opting out. But trial by fire, so to speak, in this training camp. But man, oh man, he has been impressive.
Man, he looked impactful.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ravens went after him early, and he responded to the challenge. I thought he played extremely well. Now, is he ready to be a starting NFL cornerback? I don't know because, we haven't seen enough of him yet. But, boy, he looks like he's ready to play and ready to make an impact on this defense and on special teams.
Absolutely. Made an impact on special teams, definitely. Here's head coach Sean Payton on rookie Paulson Adebo.
I thought he did a lot of good things the other night. He stood out in the kicking game as well, so I'm encouraged.
Well, that's a tremendous segue right there, as we say in the business. When we return, the New Orleans Saints Training Camp Report right here on CST, my partner, with an exclusive interview with cornerback Paulson Adebo. I'm Todd Graffanini. This is John DeShazier. You are watching New Orleans Saints Training Camp Report right here on CST, presented by SeatGeek.
And we're back with Saints cornerback Paulson Adebo, who I guess we have to have a recurring role in this saga because he's been with us twice. Paulson, strong opening preseason game. Just what are your thoughts on how well you played?
I'm just excited. I feel like the coach has put me in a good spot, just kind of helping me learn, and learning from the older guys has been a good process. Just kind of being able to come in and pick their brains and being able to learn from them. So I think I played well, but there's still a lot for me to work on technique-wise. So I'm just excited to play that first game.
It looked like you got some early action, especially it looked like the Ravens, I don't want to say went after you, but it certainly looked like they went on your side of the field and you were up to the challenge. Did that help you kind of get your confidence? I mean, I know cornerbacks have confidence anyway, but did that kind of ease you into the game a little bit more?
Yeah, that definitely gives you a little bit of confidence, especially from being away from the game for so long, being the first game that I played in a while. So definitely a little bit of confidence, making some plays early, and then just after that, just playing ball.
You know, we see you're out in training camp, obviously, but what was your stamina like in the game? Because you played a decent amount of snaps.
Yeah, I mean, I pride myself on being well conditioned. I feel like I'm one of the best conditioned guys on the team. So just doing that off-season work kind of paid off, and I felt like I was pretty good during the game.
Yeah, one of the best conditioned guys on the team, he says humbly. So now, what was it like to go out and cover NFL receivers? Obviously, you've covered good receivers or great receivers in college, but is there a notable difference in the NFL?
I mean, speed-wise, everybody's fast. Everybody can run by you if you're not using your proper technique. So that's probably one of the glaring things. In college, you can get away with a lot more athleticism. Here, you have to be a little bit more technically sound.
You know, when you're talking about technique, explain to us a little bit what you mean, because, you know, you see guys, you know, doing the proper things, but I don't think a lot of lay people understand exactly what it is you mean.
Yeah, well, multiple parts of technique. One, you know, making sure your eyes are right. You know, you're looking at the proper keys. You're running through your man and not popping up and looking at the quarterback. So just doing little things like that.
You know, now how does the cornerback learn to do that, not to look at the quarterback?
Just like anything else, repetition. Just coming out here, practicing it every day, and then taking it to the game.
You know, we've heard Coach Payton say a few times how well you played on special teams also. How much special teams had you played before you got here?
I didn't play too much special teams in college, but during practice I was always heavily involved, whether I was doing gunner work or on the defensive side, jammer work. So I didn't feel too out of place. It's something that I've been practicing, just haven't gotten a chance to do it in the game. So be able to showcase that too was good for me.
You know, you look at special teams and that, you know, it always seems like, you know, a want-to position as much as anything. Guys wanting to stick their nose out there because, you know, it's not a glamorous thing all the time. So how do you take to it? How do you like it?
I mean, that gunner position is something that not a lot of people can do. So to be able to do that, that's kind of something that you kind of wear with some pride. So for that position in particular, that's something that I look forward to doing. And if I get the opportunity to do it, then I'm going to try to do that well.
You know, obviously there is an opportunity for more reps at cornerback. Patrick Robinson retired. Janoris Jenkins no longer in the building. Did you come in understanding that opportunity? I guess, well, Janoris was already gone, but now with Patrick Robinson retired, did you kind of understand, you know, hey, this might be even more so of an opportunity?
Yeah, you pay attention to that a little bit, but personally, just coming in and try to be the best I can be every day. And if I do that, then I think I'll be good with the results. So not trying to look at too much of the, you know, the matchups and who's here, who's not. Just kind of coming in every day, getting better every day, and then, you know, the rest will take care of itself.
You know, I think I did this with Marcus Williams last week or week before. Anyway, I looked at the program, looked at his weight. We looked at the program, looked at your weight, and they got you like 192 or something on paper.
Yeah.
That don't seem right.
Yeah, I was like that in college. I'm probably more closer to 200 pounds now. So.
Did you feel like you needed the extra, or was it just kind of a natural evolution, or did you feel like you needed a little bit more for the NFL?
A little bit of both. Obviously, that weight is from like my junior year in college, so just getting older, you know, difference of 2 years, being 20 years old versus 22 years old. So just naturally, your body is developing, and you're getting stronger naturally, and then obviously getting in the weight room as well. So a combination of both.
You know, so now you're going to get an opportunity to play in the Superdome on Monday night football game against Jacksonville. How much do you know about the Superdome, and how forward are you looking to getting that first one under your belt?
Yeah, I know it gets loud. I know the Saints fans love football, so you know, I haven't gotten a chance to play in that really loud environment in a while, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, folks, that's Paulson Adebo. He will probably be back with us next week because he's here every week with us, and we'll be back in a moment.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the show. Final segment of the New Orleans Saints Training Camp Report right here on CST. I'm Todd Graffanini, and this is John DeShazer. Well, JD, after practice on Tuesday, we heard from the elder statesman, Malcolm Jenkins, now in his 13th season in the NFL, a two-time world champion, not only with the Saints, but with the Philadelphia Eagles. It's great to have Malcolm back in the building. Of course, he was here a year ago, but Man, this guy has been through the wars, to say the least.
Yeah, he knows a lot about the NFL. Dennis Allen is a really, really good defensive coordinator, but Malcolm Jenkins probably can be a defensive coordinator in this league based on the things he's seen and the knowledge he's attained along the way.
Yeah, well, we talked about the safety play early. Of course, Jenkins is a safety, but with P.J. Williams, Marcus Williams coming back to practice today, Malcolm Jenkins has said he has rarely seen this much depth at the safety position in his entire time in the NFL.
I think usually that's a position, you rely on a couple guys that can play a few positions to kind of fill that void. But no, I think, we feel good at that spot, probably 2 and 3 deep, with some guys like Ducey and myself who can play your nickel, play your dime, even P.J. Williams being able to play some different positions.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of the New Orleans Saints Training Camp Report. JD, we're going to be right back at it tomorrow. You going to be here?
I'm going to be here, and at some point this week, officials will be back this week for the Saints practices.
As always, we will bring it to you. For my partner, John DeShazier, I am Todd Graffanini. We'll see you tomorrow for another edition of the New Orleans Saints Training Camp Report right here on CST, presented by SeatGeek.